All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed the show with the Hawks Nest that we just did on the quarterbacks of the 2025 NFL Draft. So, since we have truly opened the floodgates on draft conversations, let's just keep it going. I started cornerbacks this morning, so now we're going to continue. Now we're going to get into like the day two cornerbacks. These are guys that are still obviously very good, and I'd go so far as to say a couple of them have a chance at the first round. I don't think it's super likely, but let's be open-minded here. Teams often value players more or less than the general consensus. All right. So Shavon Revel Jr. is going to be our first guy in this video. East Carolina, so smaller school, 23 years old when the season starts. He's got tremendous measurables. He's got big hands, he's got long arms, and he's tall. So this is the kind of guy that Pete Carroll would have really liked. We can say that right away just from looking at these measurements. 6'2", 32 and 5/8 inch arms. That is a Pete Carroll corner right there. You can see that a couple of the big boards actually have him in the first, three have him in the second. Aggregate has him as an early second round pick. 2024, he really didn't play that much. He got hurt very early on, and that is going to be a thing we have to talk about. But 2023 made a lot of plays on the ball, 13 passes broken up, less than 50% completion allowed when targeted, 19 of 43, and 81.5 grade from PFF. So good season. It's unfortunate we don't have a little bit more to work with here with Revel, but he showed his worth in that season, even if we didn't get a good picture of him in 2024. So the thing that stands out is size and length, and he's also got good speed. I know he didn't test at the combine because he's still coming back from the injury, but he does have very good speed. So this is I don't want to call him a Reek Woolen. I think that's selling him a little bit short, but he is, I would say, a really well-rounded prospect. He gives you all the attributes you could want physically. He's deadly in press. You put him in press, that receiver is going to be having an absolutely miserable time trying to get out of it. He's not afraid of coming up, working through blocks, and making big hits in run support, not afraid of tackling. He's got the closing speed to make mistakes and then recover. He's not somebody who gets beat and it's just over. If he gets beat, he can get back into play. And as a zone defender, his vision and reads are excellent. He's very good at looking at what's in front of him as a corner and watching the play develop and then going to where the ball is. He is coming off the ACL tear, which robbed him of most of his 2024 season and didn't give us a great idea of what he was developing into as a player. His awkward frame, he does have a little bit of an awkward frame. He's long-legged. His long legs reduce his ability to change direction quickly. So I don't know about man coverage for him. Man coverage might be a struggle. So I would say he's mostly just his own corner. He is a willing tackler, but his angles when coming up to tackle are not very good. That is an area that can improve pretty easily, but right now I feel like the way in which he attacks ball carriers is not great when coming from a distance. And while he is good in zone coverage, I feel like his actual ball skills are a little bit lacking. Like the ability to track the ball in the air, the ability to get his head around, it's not great. So he's a great prospect, tremendous amount of talent here. I think that any good defensive coach should be interested in a guy with this combination of size and speed. But we don't know if he can make it all the way back from the injury. The injury was what? Not even at this point, like 6 months ago. We don't know if he's made it all the way back. So there is a little bit of a concern there. But otherwise, man, if I'm running a zone scheme, I'm taking him at the back of the first round. I would not mind spending a first round pick on this guy. I like him a lot. Okay, next up will be Maxwell Hairston of Kentucky. This is the guy who set the combine on fire, 22 years old when the season starts. He's small, a little bit short, not critically so, but a little bit short, very light, 183 pounds, 31-inch arms, which is actually not bad given how small he is otherwise. But he's fast, 4.28 40, had probably the best 40 time at the combine for anybody last year, or this year, excuse me. 1 5 10 yard split is very good. Big vert, big broad, so he's explosive, he's quick. Pretty much every big board has him in the second, one has him in the late first. The aggregate has him in the early second, excuse me. 2024 was obviously a pretty disappointing season for him. He missed most of the season, so we didn't get a great picture of what he was developing into. He was off to a pretty good start, I think, but we didn't get a great idea of exactly what he was turning into. His 2023, he got targeted a lot. He gave up a lot of catches, but he made a lot of plays on the ball, had a lot of takeaways, so it was definitely a take a good with the bad type stuff, but overall, he was really good. Remember, he's playing on Kentucky. He's not surrounded by superstar talent there. He's clearly, most days, the best defender on that team. It's him and Deonte Walker most of the time, right? There isn't a lot of blue chipper 5-star talent over there. So, yeah. He should be alignment flexible. He can play zone, he can play man, and it should be fine on both ends. I think he can be really good in both zone and man. He's got the speed to keep up in man and the agility to keep up in man, but he's also got the reading abilities and trust in his reads to play zone. Elite speed and explosiveness. He's got great closing speed. So as a quarterback, you're going to think your guy's open, you're going to make the throw, and then he's just going to pop in there at the last second and take the ball away or knock it away a lot. He's really good at sticking with receivers as they run their routes, even complex routes in man coverage, so he's very sticky. And he's really good at reading the quarterback and the wide receiver to know what route is coming and where the ball's going. So he's got a very high level cerebral understanding of the game. Now, he is smaller and not as long as you would like your outside corner to be. I think he can make up for that with speed, but if you are criticizing him for his size, I don't think that that's an unreasonable position to take. His ball tracking isn't great when he's in man coverage. Like, he's good sticking with his man, but actually turning his head around and making a play on the ball is not great. He's not really going to give you anything in run support. He's not a tackler. He's not really good at those things. He is a Deion Sanders. He's going to be making some less than ideal plays in that situation, which is, I mean, something that we've had bad experiences with here in Seattle with a couple of players. And I think that's clearly something we're trying to move away from. If you match him up against a big receiver, somebody that has a big size advantage on him, there's not much he can do. And yeah, he missed most of 2024. So tremendous athlete. And that alone makes him very valuable. But there are some things here that are just not going to get that much better. So I'm going to go middle second round here. I'm not quite as high on him as some. After seeing what, especially with this team, but really you could also say with any team, a cornerback that gives you nothing as a tackler is just a bigger problem these days, it feels like. One more guy for this video. It's going to be Benjamin Morrison of Notre Dame. A lot of Seahawks fans like this guy, I've noticed. 21 years old, good size, well-sized, about average size, very short arms, so we're seeing another one of these short-armed guys, 15th percentile. Big boards mostly have him in the second, little bit in the third. One guy has him in the first. The aggregate has him in the second, though. I think that's actually the about the read that I get on where he is right now, and that's mostly because he had a 2024 kind of a ruined season. Another ruined season for one of these corners. No picks, 4 passes deflected, only got targeted 27 times, 20 tackles. He's a great ball hawk too. He has 9 career interceptions, but he had 0 last year because he missed so much time. He's a great ball hawk. He's been bulletproof in coverage, sub 50% completion percentage allowed the last 2 years, but we just didn't get the full picture of him in 2024. So he reads the quarterback really well. That's, I'd say, the first main strength with him. When he's allowed to sit back in zone and just read what's going on in front of him and just break down the play, then I think that he's very, very good in that capacity. Excellent ball hawk skills, excellent ball skills in general. He's also really good at taking away the deep ball. He's really good at kind of being his own safety blanket over the top by just being able to stay in step and in stride with receivers running 9 routes. And he's got good speed. I know he didn't test. He does have good speed, which allows him to recover when he's beat. So he's just somebody that's really hard to really burn because he can get back into play. Now, his press is not very good, and I don't know if it's going to get better because he is so short-armed. So press is not great. He's not a great tackler. I don't see much there and run support. His movement is a little bit awkward. I feel like he's not a very smooth mover. And overall, while I don't think he's a bad in man coverage, I do think he does leave a little bit to be desired in man coverage in particular. I do think that he is primarily a zone defender, and that's where his focus as a player should be. Sometimes I think his reactions are a little bit slow, which I know sounds very weird to say when you're talking about somebody with all these interceptions. But I do feel like he needs to trust his ability, his reads a little bit more and clean up his click and close. And all the injuries in 2024 are also a concern. So there's a lot that I'm concerned about here, honestly. As long as he gets to stay in zone, as long as he doesn't get asked to press, as long as he doesn't get asked to do a lot of tackling, as long as he recovers from his injuries, he'll be great. But that's a lot of ands, right? So I can't put this guy in the first round. I know some people are. I'm more mid-second round on Benjamin Morrison, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Mid-second round, the ball production puts him there, but I'm not quite seeing a first rounder here. I can't get there. All right, so that's Benjamin Morrison. I like him, but I don't like him as much as some Seahawks fans seem to. So let me know what you guys think. One more video later today. See you guys soon. Go Hawks. I hope everybody has a good day. More corner discussions very soon.